Now the history of Dorumon, like what's considered canon, and what's not. So first of all, the game came out the same year as X Evolution. Same year, except Evolution came out in Japan. Didn't basically release anywhere else. So apparently, Dorumon had a history with the Royal Knights. He was created with an X body, antibody, something like that. Now the Royal Knights didn't like what they probably saw or whatever. Um, so they probably wanted to do something to him, which probably was bad. But Dorumon escaped. End up in the open plains. He runs into another Digimon called Turgomon. They become best friends and such. And they try to avoid these Royal Knights, trying to hunt Dorumon down. And as it goes on, Dorumon gets more, starts to learn more about what his history is and whatever, and who he actually is. It's kind of like the run. It's kind of like the Knights of King Arthur sort of thing. Where you have Arthur, and he's like the outcast sort. It's same with Dorumon. Dorumon's more of the outcast, and he basically starts to learn who he really is. So apparently, I think it's Examon, I think. And now I believe Examon gave the command to Omnimon, which Omnimon was the second in charge. Uh, Probably while he was away, because now Examon is not seen in the game. Apparently, this game. Yeah. Now apparently, it is a bit different in the game than it is in the movie, because certain things really aren't canon. But you do have Royal Knights in the game, but not that many. Um, so now, thing what happened to Dorumon in the movie, he eventually does end up facing whoever's hunting him down. He does take a stand against it. Eventually shows who he really is, shocks the Royal Knights. So they realize that he's kind of like the chosen one, that would help the digital world. So they leave him alone because of that. Now, Alphamon does actually take Omnimon's place. It's kind of like thinking, yeah, it's kind of like a Lancelot situation where he's like, okay, I'll take over, sort of thing. So he does take over. Now, in the game, it's completely different because, well, the stories isn't really canon to the movie, sort. Not all of it anyway. Now, a virus in the digital world, in the game. So apparently, I'm gonna show the game right now. Now, this is the game. Apparently. Now, Dorumon is still classed as main character in a way because he was in the movie, but they don't mention him as like saying, "Oh, he's got the X antibody thing," even though his Digivolution shows up at the end of the cutscene during the start of the intro before you start the game. Now, he's a very special Digimon because of a number of reasons. Now the thing is, happens in the digital world, the virus starts and whatever, yada yada yada. Four Digimon team up together to defeat this virus. and they go up against all sorts of bosses and whatever, try to defeat this virus that's affecting the digital world, kind of like the sort of virus that you would see in Digimon Tamers, sort of thing. Kind of similar, with affecting it, except, well, except in Digimon World 4 it's different, sort of virus, because it's mainly a Digimon that's doing it, so, and it's a bit different. Now I would love a sequel of the game, and because it's a great game, during basically choosing weapons and whatever to fight and whatever, and choosing certain Digivolutions that you unlock from doing dungeons and whatever, especially going from normal to hard, and then the next one after that, which is one. So apparently that's part of that. You can actually get ones that aren't really connected to your DigiEvolution, as well. Um, so it's also kind of like, basically you have bits, which is kind of like, you go through it all, you basically fight and whatever. You have these certain Digimon or whatever, which are brilliant. I like it. Would look good with a remake, I think, or a remaster. I wouldn't really mind both. It could be basically both, where it's like a remastered remake, where it just looks similar but better quality and graphics, I think. Now, now for the movie, in particular, it's a shame it's in Japanese, because I would have loved it in English, since they didn't really, take it to America in order to get voice actors for it. Instead, they had English subtitles, which I read anyway, uh, and then considered, at one point, to dub, the um, the movie, with English so people would understand it, but I've been lazy because, we never got round to it. A couple of me and my mates from like Discord, we never got round to it. So apparently we just held it off and whatever. So, uh, yeah. So apparently, the other Digimon in general, like, Guilmon, Agumon, and Vemon, they're not really sort of a canon to the game because they're not really, um, story characters. They're mainly just there, to help the characters. So I really see Dorumon as the actual, main focus on the game. Um, that's how I came in love with the, Digimon, apparently, because of that. Now, this Digimon is basically my favorite, because of that. It was introduced apparently in the, history about, him is, brilliant. Apparently, it's one of those. Yeah. So, you haven't actually played Digimon World 4 or watched X Evolution, it's a great game. X Evolution's a great movie. I would recommend watching it, if you can find subtitles. So please actually watch it. It's brilliant. And also, if you basically want to try Digimon World, 4, it basically can be out for the GameCube, but, well, different regions actually, not basically English. Now, now on the PS2, it is basically out for the PS2 because, this basically, as I said before, it came out in 2005. Apparently, what I got introduced to and whatever. Great game, a lot of great games like it. Love to see, probably might see a sequel or something like that. I hope Bandai actually do it. Maybe with the sequel, make it more of an open world sort where it adds more Digimon, into it. More Digimon to choose from, like rookies and whatever. And then probably link, the Digivolution better to the main Digimon. so you get what you want from it. Now, I'd love more. Uh, Now, I would love more of a movie to do with X Evolution. I would love like a couple of sequels to understand Dorumon a bit better. For him to actually maybe get like a TV series or something like that. Maybe like tying into the Digimon World 4 game somehow. Like a sort of thing where he gets something or whatever, like he joins or whatever, but he's reverted back to um, his normal Digivolution, maybe to some sort of boss fight that he gets and he can't defeat it. So he calls on backup um, of three other rookie Digimon, and and they go and fight together. Since Dorumon wouldn't be able to do it alone. Now that's the best take I could basically take it as a movie, because it would add more to Dorumon's character, and who he really is as a Digimon apparently. So check out the game. Um, if you haven't already. So please check it out. It's a great game. Also, Evolution is a great movie. Please check it out. You might not be disappointed. You might like it. Since it's mainly focused on Digimon, not Tamers. Um, so it's its own thing. It's so yeah.